Morning everyone, Heathrow show today and the sun is just rising. I am on my way to pick up the one and only Xavier, so I'm actually not far from his now, just got fuel. I'll pick him up shortly. It's been a long drive already, 2.5 hours to get down to London. It's going to be a long but good day. I'm not sure how much I'll record, if I'll record anything, but we'll see. Well guys, I'm obviously not at the London show with Xavier. I am in the beautiful town of Bournemouth on the south coast of the UK. I'm going to get down a series of ramps and then I'll give you an update. Right, slope. No, it's not. Is it? No, I think there's another one yet to come. But I'm going to walk and talk. So I'm in Bournemouth, as I say. I lived here for 5 years. It's probably the one place that I've ever truly feels like home. And I normally aim to visit at least once a year. It's the place I come to as well when, you know, when life gets a little bit much. So, I mean, this is November the 10th. My birthday. Hello. Good morning. And yeah, absolutely love it down here. For anyone not in the UK watching this, it's right on the south coast of England, part of Dorset. I don't know, the camera will pick it in, but in the distance there, I'm trying to align my finger with the camera and it's not coming up. In the distance there above that pier is a place called Hengistbury Head, which is fantastic. And then over in the far distance, you're not going to be able to see it, I don't think. Over there's the Isle of Wight, which you can get a ferry to if you want to. And then this pathway goes all the way down to that pier. There is Bournemouth Town Pier, and obviously out of sight, all on the right hand side, you've got the town itself. Honestly, if you haven't been to Bournemouth, I would highly recommend it. The local authority down here invests so much money in keeping the beaches look. I mean, this is end of autumn entering into winter and the beach is really beautiful. You see how many people are here walking, running, cycling. You get lots of sea fishermen, but the rest of the town is equally fantastic. There's some lovely parks, really well maintained, and the way of life down here is one of it's much more spiritual, holistic, health conscious, you know, whether it's being by the ocean and for so many months of the year. Look at this. Oh, I missed it. You see that bird? Fascinating. So what these birds do, it's just done it again, I heard it. So what these birds do is when the tide's going out, they will pick up, you can see there's a load in the distance all scavenging on the beach. They will pick up crustaceans, that sort of thing, and then they'll fly really high and then drop it onto the tarmac to break it up so they can have a feast. So yeah, incredible. Right, let me try and find a quiet spot. So as I was saying, there's some amazing parks here, walks, trails, and the local authority do so much to keep it absolutely immaculate. You see, look, people take fitness and health very, very, very seriously. In the summer, and this isn't going to be a beach tour, but in the summer there's volleyball competitions, kayaking schools. It's a beautiful place to live. However, I'm here to give you an update, not a tour of Bournemouth coast or of the local wildlife. So let me find somewhere relatively quiet, maybe there. Okay, I'm gonna go out to where that safety ring is. So one of my friends down here, Ashley's got a jet ski. I'm not sure if that's him or not, it's too far away. People do climb over here and onto those rocks and sort of chill out. But I'm not the most sure-footed, so this will do to do a bit of a recap. It's a shame I can't wedge my phone anywhere because I'm going to be a bit unstable. So obviously, one second. Okay, yeah, I think I was just recording the wrong way, or right way, we'll see. So, Xavier and I went to London, gosh, I don't even know how long ago it was. Didn't go to plan. If you haven't seen his video, I will put the link to his channel in the description of this video somehow. I don't know how to do it, but I'll have a look. And then in recent videos, I've been doing quite a bit of ruminating about what I'm doing with bonsai. And I think I reached a conclusion probably a couple of weeks ago that after looking at all the grand nurseries and the big trees and the getting a bit sort of overwhelmed with that, I reached a conclusion of, I mean, I wouldn't want to say a spiritual conclusion, but everything that I own is a living, I think it was something Chris said, and I can't remember it to quote it exactly, but he asked a question, I replied saying, well, about if it's cruel to keep trees in pots, and I said, well, an argument would be that people really care for their trees. And that made me think, actually, all of the trees that I own, they're all living their one chance at life on earth. You know, in the same, all of those trees, shrubs and bushes on the banks up there, and in fact all of these humans, the dogs, the seagulls, the birds, us, we've only got one life. And the fact that my trees may not be as well developed as others, or mature, or as styled, or as high quality, it doesn't matter, it's still a living thing. And it's a living thing that I have taken ownership of, and I feel I have a duty of care to give the best care to. So my approach is going to be to treat every single tree that I own in that way, to give it the most love, care, attention, time that you possibly can. Morning. And that, I think, when I reached that conclusion in my mind, I suddenly felt at ease. You know, I'm not here to become a bonsai master. I'm here and I found my way here to become the caregiver of the trees and plants in my collection. So that was outcome number one, that all that ruminating I reached. Sorry, I'm just moving because people all joined me on the little jetty. Secondly, you know, Xavier and I had some fantastically deep conversations, and Xavier, if you're watching this, it was quite timely, some of the conversations that we had, given what's unfolded in my personal life, which I know I've told you about. But the conversations that we had were about YouTube and the journey of documenting videos. And that raised again more questions that I needed to take some time and process. And this is the outcome that I've achieved. I will continue to record videos. I will not, however, be checking comments. I've never received any negativity, not once, from any of the videos that I've put up, and you know, some of them I've asked for feedback when I've been a little bit stuck. But what I was finding was I was focusing too much of my energy on the comments and reading them and replying to them, and it was great. You know, I owe some of you a great deal of thanks. Xavier, Alex and Jules. Alex and Jules probably the biggest degree of thanks, because both of you guys' encouragement and just that encouragement, the positivity, you spurred me on, which is much appreciated. However, the comments thing, and I've toyed, and I actually reached the point of wanting to turn them off. It was causing me, I mean, I don't want to use the term anxiety, because I think we overuse the word anxiety these days, and true anxiety is debilitating. But these birds, they just watch you everywhere you go. But it was not healthy, and you know, I'm not a fan of, in the workplace, feedback. You know, some people thrive on it. I don't like feedback, good or bad. In fact, good feedback often makes me feel embarrassed, and you know, what matters for me is my own. Oh, I just need to empty the sand out my shoes. What matters to me is my own thoughts on what I've done, and if I'm happy with it. So that's going to be change number one. Hopefully you guys understand the reasoning why. You know, it's nothing to, as I say, I've never once had anything negative left on any of my comments, and I appreciate them all. But that anxious feeling, it's just not healthy for me. So it makes sense for me to just call it a day with that. Secondly, and this is something that doing the videos that I've done somehow only dawned on me a couple of days ago when I was in Oxford, which is bizarre. But the videos that I've done, the ones that I've taken most enjoyment and satisfaction away from have been the ones where I'm out and about touring garden centres, nurseries. And the reasons for that are simple. Number one, gets me out of the house. You know, I work hard during the week and sometimes a little bit at the weekends. Go to the gym. But other than that, my life is pretty dull. You know? I don't really have much time with friends because they're all in relationships and under the thumb or whatever you want to call it. No, they're mostly happy. So yeah, it dawned on me, I love doing those videos. And obviously the ones where I'm working on the trees, still enjoy, but they become a bit monotonous. And I tell you what as well, touring the garden centres and nurseries becomes a bit monotonous. And also, I think it was Alex on one of the videos I posted commented saying you must have deep pockets or something, Scott, because you're always out of these nurseries buying stuff. And you're right, it becomes a bit of a money trap. However, I was at Oxford the other day for 2 days, and I did a tour of the botanical gardens, and I did capture a video of that, and I'll upload that at some point. But I also, as I was walking through Oxford, walked past Christ Church, and I didn't know what Christ Church was, but there was tours and you get tickets in this little information. Wasn't little, actually, they must be getting a lot of money in that place. So I went and spoke to the lady selling the tickets, and I ended up going on a tour of this Christ Church, which is actually one of the oldest colleges in Oxford. And I took a video, I asked the lady, and she said you can take as many photos, videos as you please for the entire time that you're in the building. The only thing you can't do is there's certain areas that are out of bounds because it's in use with students, and within about 5 minutes I was being told off because I'd gone out of bounds. But I did a tour while I'm walking around with my camera, talking to myself like I'm doing now, and for me it's escapism, it's cathartic. I can talk to you and feel like I'm going on this journey. Here we go, look at the seagull. He's got a shell, a clam or something. How are you going to break it, mate? Don't know. I can take you on this journey with me. And I thought, why am I not doing more of these? It doesn't just have to be bonsai related, it can be anything. You know, such as me now walking on the beach. I could make videos of this. I'm not saying that anyone will particularly want to see them. But similar to the bonsai videos, I didn't start doing them for the benefit of an audience. I did them for the benefit of me. And that is what I need to do. I need to focus on me. You know, there's some, what month are we in? November. The last 20 months or so have probably been the most challenging psychologically in my entire life. And just as I think I'm getting over something, I get hit by something else, and something else, and then something else, and it is relentless. You know, the older I've got, I've become more spiritual. I don't know if there's a God, but if there is, and things are put in our lives to test us, God, you're doing a good job. So anyway, that is what I'm intending to do. I'm going to do more videos. I'm going to actually I am going to do it on a different channel, because obviously confusing bonsai with other stuff it's just going to end up with a confused audience. So when I have that created, I'll if anyone's interested, I'll put a video on here or an update or something so you can have a look. The first video will be of Christchurch in Oxford, and then the other thing I'm going to do, and I need to do, is I'm going to, at the minute I've just been using my phone, which, you know, it's alright, does the trick, but you know, I'm going to invest like that. My finger gets in the way of the lens. I'm going to invest in a proper little camera. You know, Xavier and I had very different levels of conversation, but we were talking about the whole YouTube thing and the equipment and the quality, and you know, if I'm going to do it, might as well use it right. One of the things Bournemouth has is a problem in this bin. For fish's sake, use a bin. He was on the pedestrian side. Tut. So yeah, that's an update from me. I am not great. Been a bit AWOL. Don't really know what I'm doing with myself. But the show will go on. And on that note, you know, if the sound of the ocean and the size of the ocean doesn't make you feel, and your woes feel insignificant, and I don't know what will, but it's a bit of a reality check for me. I'm going to finish with one last thing actually. So this here used to be a tram cable car coach thing, incredibly steep, and it would take people up to the top. Was it this one? I feel like it wasn't. I feel like there's another one all the way down there in Boscombe, and the only reason I'm feeling it might be this one is because it's all boarded off. No, it was this one, you can see. So a couple of years ago, about 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, there was a landslide and all of that. Yeah, you can see actually, you can see where it bent the rails in. All of the top of the cliff all crumbled in. So it's actually made it quite hard for people to access, because obviously you can see a load of people running and cycling and walking their dogs. But for anyone with any sort of mobility issues, that was a bit of a lifesaver. And yeah, I don't know if they're ever going to repair it. It's been about 5 years now, and by all accounts, it doesn't look like they've done anything other than make it safe. So anyway, thank you all for watching if you've made it this far. I'll catch you soon.